has the best chance of making their series interesting. Bulls versus the Bucks, Raptors versus Sixers, who currently are up quite a few points here in the game 3, or the Pels, who are going up against the Suns, got the surprise win over the Suns in game 2, and Devin Booker's out for the next 2 games potentially. Chris, let's go to you on this one, man. Who do you think has the best chance of making a series interesting?
Yeah, man. Going into the game yesterday for Pelicans Suns, if you put $100 on the Pelicans to win straight, you would win $400. And obviously with Scott Foster coaching, 13 consecutive losses with Chris Paul.
Wild.
Felt like a good bet, even though, I mean, Devin Booker was going to go for 60. It felt like in that game. He was killing it. I texted you guys, he's better than Zach LaVine. It's done for now. Like
that's no question.
It's so annoying watching him, trying to not root for him because he's just he's lights out. He hits everything, and then, unfortunately got hurt. I hate seeing the Stars go down. Even if I want them to lose, I'd rather see them lose healthy.
Yeah, with their guys.
But the Pelicans got some guys. They got Herb Jones, Jackson Hayes. They're really stepping up. Larry Nance Jr. I saw him hit a 3. I didn't know he could do that. Trey Murphy the third has been a great rookie. They got some rookies that they took late in the later rounds. Trey Murphy the third, Jose Alvarado are doing really well. Devontae Graham off the bench. He's really fallen out of favor with this team. Props to them getting CJ because that really
helped
energized
them
this
out.
team and kind of showed like, hey, if they just had Zion at the 3-4 spot, this is a legitimate title contender. But right now, without that, it feels like they could maybe get an upset, in a round or 2. So,
but yeah, you're sure taking the Pelicans to kind of.
Pelicans, 100%. Raptors. I'm looking at the game right now. Pressures Achua, OJ, and Anunoby are doing things. I'm not that excited about. I'd rather I'm not seeing. I like Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum. Those guys scare me more than whatever the Raptors have.
Crawling back. They're only down 8 now. As we're still in the first half, and I don't know. This could be a Philly won 2 games pretty easily, and maybe got a little comfortable. So I'm not surprised that Toronto's coming out of the gate hot in Toronto. Joey, dare we ask you who can make this series interesting?
You may ask me. It's not the Bulls.
Oh, wow.
So quick one on the Raptors, right? So Philly kept their home court advantage. I think Toronto hasn't had playoff basketball in their arena in what?
It was 2 years, 10 months, and 10 days.
Wow. Yeah, so there you go. So I think maybe they're getting a little home court boost tonight. They needed it from their fans. I'm guessing they're probably getting a pretty good boost there. Drake's probably, got everybody going.
Bandwagoning.
Got everybody. One of the No Dunks guys saying they were like, "Hey Drake, we need your help. We need you to take Harden out to some of the establishments around Toronto and show them a good time." I think if the Bulls could have won their first game on Sunday night, they probably would have been the take here because I think there would have been a lot of pressure on Milwaukee. They obviously didn't do that. So I was kind of thinking like the Bulls could I was like, oh man, the Bulls can just go back. Like it's close by. They can get home for 2 nights. They can watch a ton of tape and get back in this and find those little mistakes. And then in my head, I was like, yeah, the Bucks don't have to watch any tape. Like they can just go out and they could just go out and do it, right? Like they don't have to really game plan for this. So I'm not quite there. I think I'm with Chris on the Pels. They obviously stole back home court advantage here. Devin Booker's down for 2 games potentially. Ingram seems to be on a tear to start games. Like the guy just from the last playing game or the second playing game that they had, and then the first 2 in this series, he's just kind of doing his thing. He looks confident. It looks good. McCollum is kind of your tried and true, your kind of tested veteran there. And yeah, it's just kind of clicking for him. So without Booker, I'm slightly concerned for the Suns. I don't think they lose the series, but in terms of making it interesting, I could see the Pelicans getting 2 more games and this being a game 7 type scenario.
Yeah, I think it certainly could be a lot longer than the Suns thought it was going to be early on. I think than what the experts are seeing, especially with the Booker injury. I will make a small argument for our Chicago Bulls.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah, you know what?
Oh, boy.
I liked what I saw in game 1. As far as... I mean, here's the thing. The Bulls played horribly. And they should have won that game, in my opinion. I think... I know what a lot of people say, too. The Bucks... You got to get them in game 1. That's kind of been their MO the last couple playoff runs, which is fine. I think that DeMar is going to come back pretty solid. Zach's going to come back pretty solid. And if they can play up to the level that they have played earlier in the season, and maybe that first game not getting blown out, maybe gave them a shot in the arm. I feel like, everything they said after the game was kind of the right mindset of like, hey, DeMar said, I'm not going to shoot that bad again. Trust me on that. So hopefully that comes true. I certainly think they're still going to sneak a game out. I think it's going to go 5 at least, but I could see them getting 2 games even still, we'll see how it goes tonight. If tonight they get run over, I might change my tune in the recap, but
like, are you thinking, I think like the best way to look at this question is who's the team most likely to make their series a 2-2 series?
That's a good way to look at it.
Right. And you're kind of like, hey, the Bulls can make it interesting 2-2. Maybe.
Like, I just think that they missed a lot of open shots. And if they make those shots, they win game 1. And I don't think they're going to win tonight, but I think they could win game 3 for sure. And in my head, I go, all right, had they won game 1, it would be a 2-1 series, or it would be a 2-2 series going back to Milwaukee. And it would be kind of interesting. So I'm kind of hedging a little bit, thinking, hey, these guys probably are only going to get 1 game in this series because of the loss in game 1. But I think these games are going to be closer than what we're thinking they were going to be. And I think they could sneak one. Yeah,
the spread is 9.5 right now. So,
tonight's the one I'm nervous about. I think tonight could get out of hand, but we'll see. We'll see how the Bucks come out.
Take the points, make the bet.
Make the bet. All right. Well, moving on. I almost